in this video, we're gonna be talking about how to promote a church event. Now, I've been doing this for a long time and helping a lot of churches promote different events, and we run a lot at my church as well. So I've got a step-by-step formula that you can use for your church coming up. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. My name is Chris Abbott, but all my friends just call me Abbo. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down the exact strategy that I've been using at churches for years to help them promote church events. I've done this a lot of different times. I've helped churches of all sizes, and I'm telling you, this strategy works whether you have a big church, a small church, a big budget, a shoestring budget. It doesn't matter if you live in a city or in a rural area or somewhere in between. This strategy is going to help you get the word out about your event. So let's dive in. All right, so not too long ago, a friend of mine came to me because he needed help promoting a Sunday in December that he was calling Pictures with Santa, right? So this wasn't a Christmas Eve service or a Christmas service. This was literally just a regular Sunday in December, and they were doing free family photos with Santa and giving out a few candy canes and some bags of candy. So his church was running about 120 people, and he only spent $78 on Facebook and ended up getting 47 new visitors on a single Sunday. So in this video, I'm gonna outline the exact strategy that we used for his church so you can use it for your next event. Okay, number one, create a target. Right? So the first thing that you need to know is, what is your goal? What's your target that you're trying to hit? And a lot of times a numeric goal kind of works best for this. So I was actually doing a men's event here a couple of years ago, and we sat down to create a target. And we said, okay, we want to have 1,000 men in the room, right? So once we know what the target is, then you can reverse engineer and work backwards from there. So figure out for your event exactly how many people you want to have there, and then head on to step two. All right, step two, what action do you want people to take? So before we start doing any type of promotion, we need to figure out what is the action that we want them to take. So before they ever show up, do we want them to purchase a ticket? Do we want them to reserve a seat? Do we want them to plan a visit? Or do we just want them to simply show up? Either way, we need to figure out what's the action we want them to take once we invite them. All right, number three, build a custom landing page. Now, this is going to be different than your homepage or your about page or any of the other pages you currently have on your website. What you want to do is you actually want to build a brand new page with lots of pictures of smiling, happy people, and you want to put as much information about your event as you can on that page, right? So don't talk about anything else. Don't talk about your services or your small groups or online giving or anything like that. Just talk about the event itself, and then make sure to use that call to action that we came up with in step two to put it on there. So let's say you want people to reserve a seat. Everything on that landing page is going to be talking about your event, and you're going to have multiple buttons over and over on there. Reserve your seat now. So that's the action we're trying to get people to take on your custom landing page. All right, next up, you want to run a Facebook ad. Now, you could do a boosted post as well, but it won't be as targeted, and the results will be slightly smaller than you could get if you were to run a Facebook ad. And there are a lot of different objectives that you can have whenever you start to create a Facebook ad. So I recommend running a traffic ad optimized for link clicks. And you start to set up your Facebook ad. One of the first questions Facebook will ask you is, what is your objective? So just choose traffic, and then you'll have the option to pick link clicks. Because basically what you want to do is you want to get as many people as possible to click on your Facebook ad and then go to the landing page that you set up in step three. Now, a few things about the targeting. I would pretty much recommend that you always include women, but sometimes you may want to exclude men. So here's what I mean. If you're running an ad for a marriage series or for a parenting conference or for Easter or anything like that, of course, men and women are both going to be interested in that. But if you're running to a women's event, then men are not going to care about that. So naturally, you would only want to run to women. But here is the interesting caveat. If you're running a men's event, you might think, okay, I should eliminate women and only run to men, but you would be wrong. So remember the men's event where we had the goal of getting 1,000 men in the room? This is exactly what I did for that event, is I ran a Facebook ad and I targeted everyone between the ages of 18 and 65 plus who lived within driving distance of the church, men and women, because I knew that women were going to see it and think, this is a really cool thing that my husband or boyfriend would like, and then they were going to tell the men in their lives about it. So moms were telling their sons and their husband, right? Girlfriends were telling their boyfriends, and some of their guy friends even reached out to ask if they could come. Just the way that the world works, men are not going to go tell their women about it, but women will tell their men about it. So always make sure to include women in your targeting, even if it's a men's event. Okay, so before I get to my last couple of points, I want to hear from you. What are some of the things that you've used in the past in order to be able to promote your church events? Make sure to post them down in the comments because I want to hear from you and I'm going to read every one. All right, number 5, Connect cards. Now, I'm speaking from experience. I've made this mistake before. The last thing that you want to do is spend all of this time, money, and resources promoting a church event only to get hundreds or even thousands of people in the room and then not have a way to collect everyone's information. I've been a part of multiple church events where we had over 5,000 people show up to the event and none of them came back to church afterwards. And because we failed to capture their information, we had no way to follow up with them and invite them back to church. So make sure that you think ahead about Connect cards and about how you're going to use them and how you're going to motivate people to fill out those Connect cards and turn them in at the event. Okay, and finally, number 6, follow up, follow up, follow up. All right, you spend all of this time and prayer and resources getting everyone to your event. And then because you thought ahead, you had an incredible plan for the Connect cards and you got all of these people's information. Now you need to have a plan for follow-up. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know I say this all the time, but my single favorite solution for follow-up is Text in Church. They have a phenomenal follow-up system and it's literally already created. So you can either use Text in Church and use their pre-built follow-up system, or you can go create your own. You can use Text in Church or you can use another solution. But make sure that you have some type of extended follow-up system so that you can plug all of the information from everyone at the event and continue to invite them back to church. Just because they came out to an event doesn't mean they'll come back to church. We have to follow up with them and continue to invite them back if we want to see them on a Sunday morning. All right, so all of the incredible people over at Text in Church, because they know how much I love their product, they actually have a free gift for you. If you click on the link in the description below, you can actually get 90 days free of Text in Church. So you can literally go in there and you can try out their Plan Your Visit tool, you can try out their communication tools, and you can use their follow-up systems absolutely free for 90 days. All right, so if you like this video and you want to learn more about how to use social media to grow your church, then click on the link below and check out my 3-part series, How to Use Social Media for Church Growth. We'll see you soon.